All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update to start the weekend. Who is ready? All right, now today's update is going to be rather short because there hasn't been a whole lot of news over the last 24 hours, although I have a couple of big stories. One of those includes the fact that Zack Snyder was immortalized by Netflix today. And we're going to look and see what that means here in a few minutes. But let's take a look at the few photos that I have grabbed since yesterday. Now, this one cracked me up. And this comes from Screen Rant. And this is when some of these outlets start to lose some of their credibility. It says, The Lost Kingdom's box office isn't as bad as predicted. Now, that doesn't mean it's still good, and we're going to talk about that. And Aquaman's DC future isn't so grim. Ridiculous. They go on to say that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom's box office performance has exceeded expectations, suggesting that the character's popularity will secure his future in the new DC universe, even if the role is recast and Jason Momoa no longer continues as Aquaman himself. All right, first of all, this whole thing is ridiculous. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is going to lose probably over $100 million by the time the run is over, okay? It is performing better than most, but it's not even going to do as well as Black Adam did. And this got a China release. And so, yeah, it might not be as bad as they had predicted, but it's not going to profit the company at all. The popularity is not what they think it is. And of course, Aquaman needs to be a part of the DCU. Aquaman is part of the Justice League. You can't have him without, you can't have the Justice League without him. He's supposed to be a part of it. So to suggest that he wouldn't be in it because this film didn't do well, you have to remember that the first film made over $1 billion, $1.2 billion, and is the most popular, as far as ticket sales go, DC film that they've had in the DCEU. So this whole thing is a joke. Now, James Gunn has made comments that he is over halfway done writing Peacemaker Season 2. And I'm surprised that the show is still moving forward. Of course, Gunn is keeping all the characters that he has in his stuff, from the Suicide Squad to this, but gets rid of everybody else. Again, goes to show you that if you're close to James Gunn, you're going to continue to have a job. Now, here's one of the bigger bits of news that I have today, and it says James Gunn on the possibility of Margot Robbie playing Harley Quinn in the DCU. Now, he goes on to say, and this is a direct quote from him, I haven't talked to Margot about Harley for a long time, but I'd love to work with her again as Harley or as someone else. There are no plans at this time for anyone else to play Harley. I mean, other than in Todd's movie or the animated show. And what's crazy about this is he's made statements before, and then you find out these people are fired and not coming back. And so this is another one of those quotes that we'll hold on to see what happens in the future. But I'm surprised to see that he's going to keep her, but not all that surprised because she was in the Suicide Squad. In fact, she was the only good thing that was in the Suicide Squad. And here we go. Here's the big news of the day. Zack Snyder has been immortalized over there at Netflix, as it says right here from Netflix. This was posted by them. Zack Snyder is already iconic. Being the first director to get his own profile icon only makes it more true. And so they've got the icon here that anybody can select as their login screen. Now, I personally wouldn't select Zack Snyder as my login screen, but I could tell you on HBO Max, I do have Zack Snyder's Batman, played by Ben Affleck, as my login on HBO Max. So I think this is cool for people who like Zack Snyder. He was a big part of DC and will continue to be a big part of DC moving forward. Again, his footprint on the DC universe is going to be felt for decades. And it's just amazing what they were able to accomplish getting Zack Snyder's Justice League released. So kudos to him. His movie is doing extremely well on Netflix, no matter what the haters say. You can't deny that it's doing extremely well and is going to possibly break some records here very shortly. And like I said, the movie's going to continue to get views, especially as we get closer to the release of the second film. There's going to be another big bump here in March with views towards that film. So it's probably going to make it back into the top 10 in the U.S. when that second one is about to get released. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for today. It's been a very quiet day for DC. There hasn't been a whole lot of information released other than James Gunn talking about Peacemaker Season 2, the Margot Robbie situation, and also having Zack Snyder over there at Netflix get immortalized with his own icon, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy with what he's doing over there and look forward to more in the future. All right, guys, there's my update for the day. We will see you on the next one.